The Pistons have gained a reputation as the NBA's bad boys.
And both centers were ejected following this fight.
Like I told the league office, there's no more people swinging me without me hitting them back.
I spoke to Bill Laimbeer by telephone last night. He called it self-defense. He was upset over yet another incident like this, putting him in the headlines, but he said he was even more troubled at losing a game and ending his consecutive game streak at 685. I spoke with Brad Daugherty last night. He told me, too, he thought it was self-defense, and he asked me to apologize to the fans, saying there is no place for violence like this in the NBA. Besides the game, by the way, both players will lose 1/82nd of their pay, and still more fines are expected on Monday.
Welcome back to Chicago Stadium. Prior to the game, we visited with Bill Cartwright, asked him about Bill Laimbeer possibly in his last game tonight. He had no comment. The fans just voiced their opinions. But how about these quotables? Horace Grant and Darrell Walker. Horace says, "I'll miss Bill Laimbeer like someone would miss cancer." And Darrell Walker says, "Hey, the Bulls and the rest of the NBA aren't the only guys who may not like Bill Laimbeer." Tom and Johnny?
Well, you're right. The fans...
You
really
said something before the game on Earth Day. You think the fans would like to plant in?
Yeah. I thought you'd like that line, by the way.
Both teams are expecting a much more physical contest tomorrow night, ignited by last night's incident in the fourth quarter in which Scottie Pippen took down Bill Laimbeer. After that play, Michael Jordan said that Bill Laimbeer told him that he would break his neck. Of course, all of that is rhetoric. But if the Pistons win tomorrow night, that would break Chicago's back, while the victory by the Bulls would have the Pistons looking over their shoulders.
The other half of the meanest duo in pro basketball was Rick Mahorn.
This week's issue of Rolling Stone, there's a picture of Laimbeer and Mahorn, which they have bought the rights to this photo, and what are they going to do with it? They're going to make a bad boy poster. Not a bad idea, Brent.
Never getting a kick out of watching Laimbeer and Mahorn guarding each other. Last time down court, Laimbeer gave Mahorn a forearm shiver, knocked him about 2 feet, and they both had big grins on their face. It's some battle between the two former teammates.
Well, they will enjoy pounding on each other. They know that the officials will let them get away with it. Because,
as long as they only beat on each other.
That's right.
Can't hit it. Coleman to Mahorn. Collides with Laimbeer. And Rick Mahorn will shoot too. Look at the grins.
In this case, he probably should have let him go. He was looking to take the hit. He might have thrown him off balance enough to miss the shot. He's coming in, body first, shot second. Ron Rothstein said, "You guys are having too much fun out there. You know, this is still a game that we'd like to win." Laimbeer takes the foul. He's going to lead the ball game. Randall, who really came in and played very well in that first half, is in. Danny Young replaces Isaiah Thomas.
Laimbeer out of the game, but he gave Mahorn a little parting verbal shot.
Nice pass. And Coleman draws the foul. Say what I like. Look out. Like Coleman and Laimbeer. Yeah, watch out now. So you don't need that, right? Chuck Daly's out there talking to Coleman because there's still over a quarter to play here, and you do not want to lose your horse, who's having a great game. Now, just watch. First of all, great pass there. Now watch this pass. And then as you go to score, Laimbeer comes with a hard foul. All right, and then Coleman hits him back on the top. All right, it's nothing. You know, I mean, it's nobody's laying those. These guys are 6'10", 250. All right? They're not even sparring.
Technical on both players. What that primarily means is it's more significant than it might sound. That means if they get called for another technical during this game, they'll be ejected.
Well, that kind of reminded you a little bit of the 3 years where they lost to the Lakers in the finals, and then they win the 2 championships. Where if you went anywhere near the basket, you usually ended up with the guy in the front row or with the ball boys up against the stanchion. Right?
Laimbeer and Mahorn leading the way in those days. Mahorn playing for the Nets now. He's not been in tonight's game because Rick Mahorn has the flu. Those wins because coaches can't coach 2 times in a row. That's Phil Jackson not eligible for the All-Star coaching position.
Strong move by Derek Coleman that time. Laimbeer, all you young guys are out there and you can't jump. Laimbeer cannot jump.
How about old guys out here who can't
That's
jump?
right. He will always strip you. As you go to take that ball up, he will get it by the time you get it to your numbers on the way up over your head for a jump shot.
Chicago star Michael Jordan got the beef treatment, and that collision brought about a heated discussion. This time on the sidelines, the coaches, Stan Albeck and Daly. Push led to shove.
Or Daly says, Stan, get on your chair, and now Daly and Albeck. How do you like this? When do you ever see this? Chuck Daly wants a piece of Stan Albeck. And now Vinnie Johnson.
The game got ugly in the final quarter. Laimbeer set a rock-like pick, and Boston's Johnson did not take kindly to the Hawks' actions. Swing time coming back up the court. Johnson swinging at Laimbeer, and Big Bill then tried to flatten the Celt. Both ejected with 4:37 remaining. But the script had already been written, and the Pistons sagged to a 124-105 loss.
À ce qui fait un peu n'importe quoi parce que le ballon est lancé en l'air et c'est Laimbeer qui récupère finalement.
Entre deux qui vaut très cher là. Celui qui aura le ballon.
On aura le match.
On aura le match.
Alors là, on venait de dire que c'était un joueur d'expérience, mais là on se demande ce qu'il voulait faire car le shoot en déséquilibre de John Lucas était mal approprié. Alors là, Cummings et Laimbeer se disent, bon, on va se calmer, c'est pas la peine, on a les playoffs à jouer dans quelques jours. Et tant more demande.
And Pistons and Bill Laimbeer egging on Charles Barkley. They shake hands before the start of the game.
Pistons are set to resume a rivalry that has grown into one of the most physical and intense in the NBA. These two teams have met in the Eastern Conference Finals the last 2 years, and that's the only place they can meet in this year's playoffs. But today, they have a chance to send one more message before those playoffs. Gail Gardner has the story.
Let's get ready to rumble!
We know the minute we step on the floor that somewhere along the line in the course of the game there's going to be an altercation or some incident that sparks something on the floor.
It may not be the Hatfields and McCoys, but it is the NBA's version of a blood feud.
If I say Detroit Pistons to you, what reaction do you have?
The cheap shot artist, you know, with Laimbeer, you know, when you say Detroit, that's what comes to my mind.
Not very many good thoughts, that's for sure.
The rivalry has had an interesting effect on both teams. The Pistons, who in part bullied their way to the top, have now taken the high road. And now Laimbeer and Pippen, who have been involved in acrimonious playoff encounters the last 2 seasons.
Scotty, how much of a personal thing is there going on between you and Bill Laimbeer?
We don't like each other. And, you know, I see him out on the court, and I know every opportunity that he get at me that he's going to take a cheap shot. And I will let him know I'll do the same to him.
And this rivalry isn't going away.
Again, the game is different. The Hawks need that perimeter game.
Rivers had the steal, now the foul against Detroit.
Watch out.
Laimbeer and Malone being separated. Bernie Fryer jumped in there very quickly.
Detroit wins this game.
Yes.
How about this series? It'll be Holyfield and Foreman and the hype all over again. Watch this. See, Laimbeer got popped in the head by Moses to begin with. Now, here's your foul. That's fine. Moses just crushing in, saying, Big Bill, that's for all the years that you got me in the back when I was falling down.
They're the ones that are quicker right now.
Sellers. Laimbeer the rebound. Pistons can come within 3. Here's Dantley, and he'll go to the line. You're going to have some tempers getting a little hot inside because the action is going to be inside the rest of the way. And Adrian Dantley, who did not score at all in the third period after leading the Pistons with 16. You go.
A lot of action down here. A little push, a little shove, little Laimbeer.